It is the sequence is a sequence is a sequence consists of a characters B and D, and every string is end with a /0. And the P is a sequence consists of the four characters is A, B, C, D, and every as you know that every string is ends with the /0. So please observe that recursion. I'm using the recursion approach. Recursion approach. So when the let us the like now the indices of the sequence B is indicated as, so this is the indices and the indices of first string, it is like now this is are the indices. Okay, so as you know that the first you have to compare with the A of 0, correct? So A of 0 is compared with the so A of 0 is compared with the B of 0. So B of 0. So once they equal, are they equal? Now is it equal? So in this case, no, correct? In this case, no. So when see first we are comparing this, correct? We are comparing the A of 0 and B of 0. So if it is equal, so if it is equal, you see I'm saying I've just read the condition. So if the xij is equal to, so yj, if they're equal, you have to increment. So you have to increment, see the both the A indices and the B indices to be incremented. Okay, increment. So indices has to be incremented, but it is both indices has to be incremented. So A and B will be incremented. So if not, you have to increment the B indices. If not, else. So else you have to increment only else in the case else, then you have to increment the indices of B. The indices of B or indices of B. Let us see this indices. So now and there is no match here. There is no match. Therefore, I consider next one. So what is the next one I consider is, so now the A is as it is, the A of 0 is compared with the B of 1. So B of 1. Is it a compare? Is it equal? Yes, it is equal, correct? B of A of 0 is B and B of 1 it is B. Both are equal. Both are equal, correct? So and then again, so next again what I do is, so increment the index of both has to be incremented. So the A of 0 is incremented to it as increment to A of 1, and B of 0, B of 1 it becomes B of 2, B of 2. So now again there is a two approach. So now compare, there is now the A of 1 is compared with the A of 1 is compared with the B of 2. Sorry, A of 1 is compared with the, so B of 2. I'm not written correctly. Yes. So the A of 1 is compared with the B of 2. Is it equal? So the B of 2 is compared. Yes, this is the one you have to compare, correct? So this one you have to compare. So now let us see here. Yes, is it equal? Is it equal? So is it equal? Yes, is it equal? Respond. Is it equal? So come back here. So is it equal? A of 1 is D and B of 2 is, so B of 2 is C. Is it equal? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No.
No,
So if it is not equal, then if it's not equal, then so only B of 2 has to be incremented. The B of 2 has to be incremented is the A of 1 is as it is, the A of 1 is as it is. So then it is B of, so 3 is compared. The B of 3 is compared. Okay, the B of 3 is compared. So the A of 1 is compared to the B of 3. So what is A of 1? The A of 1 is B, A of 1 is D, and B of 3 is 2, correct? So now there is equal. There is the match here. Okay, there is match here. Okay, so D is compared here, and B is compared here. Okay, the BD is the longest common sequence. It's found in the between the A and B sequence. So now look at this, the A of 0 and B of 0. Yeah, I'll come back this side. So A of 0 and B of 0, they are not equal. They are not equal. So so here if you increment this, so if you increment A of 1, I'm going to increment the index of A of 1 and just I'll keep it as the B of 0. It is a recursive, I'm saying recursive, it is recursive approach. So now as here is the A of 1 is incremented, B of 0 is as it is. So what is A of 1? It is D and B of 0 is A. Is it a match? No, correct. So there is no match here. There is no match here. So there is no match here. So then what I do is again, I'm going to compare. So I'm going to compare. So that is A of 1 and the A of just I increment A of 2. Then I compare the B of 0. Is it equal? Is it equal? No, no. So then here it's recursively going to call. So recursive going to call. So then you see here, then here say next is I'm going to do that with the A of 3. So A of 3, then compared with the so B of 0, is it equal? No, it's not equal. So this is not equal. So then so what I do is next what I do is here if this with respect to here, so I just keep A of 1 and try to compare with the so B of 1 because I have to try to match with the okay. So now this okay. So in this way, recursive takes a more time because every possible combination has to be checked. I repeat once again. So the recursive approach takes more time because it has to check all possible combinations. So all possible when you check the all possible combinations. So if the length of the first string is m and the string is length is n, so the time complexity becomes the big theta of n into n. So that is the problem in the recursive approach. So here is the recursive approach has to check all possible combinations, all possible exhausts it has to perform. So therefore the time complexity is more. So let us see what is this. Is it okay? Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? So do you understood what is recursive approach? How the recursive approach can be used to solve the problem? So the other approach is the dynamic approach. I'm going to discuss that one in the next couple of minutes. So I want to illustrate here. So how a recursive approach takes maximum time. It's not an approach. It's not an appropriate approach to solve the longest common sequence, longest common subsequences. Yes, sir. Shall we go for next approach? Shall we go for next
Yes,
approach?
sir. Yes, sir.
So the next approach, okay, next approach is dynamic programming. So listen carefully. Next we'll solve the yes. So dynamic approach. So in the dynamic approach, so if you like, I'll take this same examples A. So the A is a string which consists of the A is string consists of the B and D is a string, and the B is a string which consists of the string that it consists of the characters. It is E, B, then the C and D. As you know that every string is ends with a /0. So please now, so the index, I'll give the index. The index for this it is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so in the index for the B string it is 1, 2, 3. See, please observe the index now. In the earlier in the recursive, in the indexes are starts with a 0, but in the indexes in the dynamic programming for a string it is start with a 1. That's why you may ask why it is so. I tell you the example. So for this, like in order to solve the problem using dynamic programming approach, so draw a table. Why you have to draw a table? That also will tell you that why you have to draw a table, because you have to make use of the solution that is already obtained. in some iterations, that solution will be used to solve the other sub problems. As you know that, so in a dynamic programming approach as a property, that is uh, overlapping subproblem, overlapping subproblem. So what is overlapping subproblem means? So if you have the solution, if you have got, say there is a one solution that is already solved for the subproblem, say this is the subproblem is P, the subproblem P1. This is the problem, P1 is solved. This is a solution for subproblem P1, and so we can make use of the subproblem solution to solve the another subproblems. So for that purpose, I'm using this table. For that purpose, I'm using, because of this, I'm using this tables. So please, all of you, draw this tables on your notebook. Please draw the tables on your notebook. Please draw the tables on the notebook. I'm asking you to please draw the tables. Now, I just written as all the characters of B here, and all the characters of B, A is written here. So this is the sequence A, and it is a sequence B. So this is the sequence B, the B sequence. It is B sequence. So by default, what you do is, you just draw a 0, 0, 0 rows and 0 columns. So please draw, put a 0 rows and 0 columns. 0 rows and so 0 row and 0 column. That's by default. You have to draw it. Why you have to draw? Because you have not taken the indexes of 0. You have not taken the index of 0. That's why the index 0 is taken as 0. Understood this? Shall we continue?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes. So as you
Yes,
told
sir.
that, see here is, this is the index 0, this is the index 0, and this is the index, so 0. So that's why I put a 0 here, put a 0 column and 0 rows. Okay, and even this is not required. So which is not required is, so this is not, sorry, I'll make it later. Okay, so this one, okay, here. Please observe that. Now, so now see that here is the B is it a B, is the B, here is a B. So is it a B is equal to A? So if it is equal, put a 1. So if it's not equal, put a 0. I repeat once again, if it's equal, put a 1. If it's not equal, put a 0. So therefore now, so B is compared to A. Is it equal? No, correct? Put a 0. Put a 0. See, so before putting a 0, please make sure that here is, so when it is not equal, you have to use the algorithm steps. You have to use algorithm steps. Just you have to use algorithm step. What is algorithm steps? It says, and just I'll go and show the textbook what it's written there, and I'll come back and say, okay, shall I just I stop here? I'll go back and say that what's the textbook is written and says about this. So please look at this. Yeah, here is the yeah. Yes, please observe this. This is the one thing it says. See here, when they are equal, see the xi is equal to yj. See, please observe that it is the ci minus 1 cj minus 1 plus 1. If it's not equal, you can see this. Please write this formula in your notebook. Make a note of this. It is the maximum between the Cij minus 1 comma the Ci minus 1 comma j. So please make a note of this. It is the formula I want to use it. See, when there is the C of j, so when I equal to 0 and j equal to 0, put a 0. That's what I done. So I equal to 0 and j equal to 0, put a 0. So when the I and j are greater than 0, and when xi is equal to yj, so xi is equal to yj, it is the formula is the ci minus 1 comma ji minus 1 plus 1. and is not equal, it is maximum of the Ci comma the Ji minus 1, Ci minus 1 comma J. Okay, so the meaning of this one means it is the previous row and previous column. It is the previous row and previous column. The previous row and the previous column. Okay, the meaning of the statement, this statement means it is so increment, so take the diagonal element, and add, so take the diagonal element and add plus 1 to that. Okay, this is the meaning. So please make a note of this. The second here is when they equal, you have to just plus 1. What is the plus 1 means? Just take the diagonal element and plus add 1 to that. So if it's not equal, take the previous column and previous row. The previous column or previous row or previous row or previous column. You take that values and put it. Understood this? Did you made a note? Yes, did you made a note?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll close this
Yes,
and
sir.
come back to whiteboard. I'll come back to whiteboard now. Yes, I'll come back to whiteboard. Yes, this is what yeah. So when please look at this. When the both are not equal, when the both are not equal, what to do? What you to do? When the both are not equal, you have to take so the previous column and the previous row. So you are in this row, second row. You are in the second row. So you are in the second column. So when they are not equal, you have to take the previous column and previous row. So previous row means it is the first column, first row, and the previous column means first column. So take the previous column and previous row values. So maximum among this, the maximum among this. What is the maximum among this? What's the maximum?
Zero.
Maximum. What's the maximum value?
0.
Zero. Yes, that's why I put a 0. I just you have to put a 0 here. Correct? Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now next. So the next B is compared with the B. The B is this B, that is the B is compared with the B. So when they are now there is a match. So when Xi is equal to the Yj. What it says? Yes, can anyone tell about the formula? Just know you noted it. So what is the formula? It says it is the y
I
c
minus 1.
minus 1 comma c of j minus 1, correct, plus 1. It is plus 1 when they are equal. So now please look at this. This is the diagonal element. The c of minus 1. So the c of minus 1 means here, and g of minus 1 means here. So take the diagonal element, add 1 to that. So 0 plus 1. What is the 0 plus 1?
1.
1.
Yes, 1 should be written here. When it is match, when there's a match. So when it is match, you should add 1 here. Okay, shall we continue?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next here. So this B is compared with the C. The B, here is a B. This is B. Okay, compared with the next character. Is it equal?
No.
No, correct. So if it's not equal, what's the formula?
No,
It says, yeah, correct. So if it's not equal, then you should take the C of I minus 1 j, then comma the C of I j minus 1, correct? Yes or no? This is what you written, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now you have to take x the maximum. Now, so this is the, see here, this value means, so this value and this value. So which is the maximum among this? This two.
1.
1, sir.
1.
One is the maximum. So 1 should be written here. So 1 should be written here. Why 1? Because you have to take the maximum among the previous column and previous row. Among the previous row and previous column, take the maximum and write that value. Is done? Okay. Shall we go for a proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So next, again, B is compared with the D. The B is compared with the D. The B is compared with the D. Is it a match?
No, sir.
So then what to do? What to do? Then you should take the maximum among the previous column and previous row values. The previous column and previous row values. So which is the max? What's the maximum value? So I should write. I should write. So 0, comma 1 value maximum, it is 1. Is it understood this row? Understood this row?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very nice. If you understood, it's very nice. So now let's go for next one is the D. Next is D. So D is compared with A. D is compared with A. So is it a match? Is it a match?
No.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No. So if it is
No.
not match, so take this. If it's not match, use this formula. So maximum among C of I minus 1, comma J, comma the C of I, comma J minus 1, which is the maximum. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0,
Zero.
correct? 0, 0, 0
Zero.
itself. Next. So the B is again, D is compared with the B. D is compared with the B. So is it a match? No, correct?
No,
So
sir.
if it's not match, you take the maximum among the previous row and previous column. So the previous row and previous column is 0 and 1. Take the maximum values 1. Next, in the similarly, so D is compared with the C. So D is compared with the C. There is no match. So there is no match. So then there is no match means you should take the maximum of previous column and previous row. So previous row and previous column, it is 1 and 1. So maximum among this is 1. It is 1. Correct. So next you take the next character, that is a D is compared with the, so this D is compared with the, so this D. So now there is a match between the D and D. So when there's a match, what to do? What you have to do? Yes, what to do?
The diagonal element.
Yes, diagonal element. This is the diagonal element. So
And
1
add
plus,
1.
yeah, so that becomes 2. This becomes 2. That's all the problem. So that's all the problems now. Okay, now please. Next step. This is the first step you have to consider. The next step here. Next step. Is it clear to anybody has a doubt in this regard? You can ask me the question. I'll wait for 1 minute to ask a question. Then I'll proceed to next step. Next step. Anybody willing to ask a question? Any doubts? Any clarification? At any step, you can ask. Okay. If there is no question, shall we proceed to next step?
Sir, only for the last one, like we got the value 2, right?
2. Is it 2? Is it 2, ma?
Yeah, how so? Like,
Yes.
then
So
not
when
able
see
to.
here, I'm comparing this D with a D. So when I compare the D at the D,
Okay.
when there is a match, we can see the formula is given as I told in the textbook also. So in the textbook, it say that when there is a match, it say that so previous the column and previous row, and previous column, and add to one to that. So therefore, this is the previous row and previous column. This is the one. So to this, you add 1 to that. It becomes 2. It becomes 2. Is it 2? Is it okay? In the similarly here also we can see here. So this B is compared to B. B is compared to B. So when there is a match, on this match, we got this 1. How do you got the 1? Because so 0 plus 1, it is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice. If you understood, very nice. So if not, also not a problem. You can ask the question. I'll explain to you. Yes, I shall proceed to next one. Yes, I proceed to next. So the now we can see this is the 2. What is it? 2 indicates means. The 2 indicates means it is the longest common subsequence length of the longest common subsequences. So longest common sequence means so the B is found here and D is found here. So therefore, the longest common subsequence length is 2. This 2. So that is indicated here. That's indicated here. Okay, not on this problem. Any problem you can solve this way, same way. Now, see, please observe that. Next, observe that. So how do you got, sorry, how do you got this 2? How do you got this 2? How do you got this 2 means, how do you got this 2? From where you got this 2? Yeah, from where you got this 2? The 2 is obtained from here, correct? So therefore,
Adding
put
the
an arrow mark.
diagonal element.
Put an
Yes,
arrow mark
sir.
for this. Put an arrow mark. Put an arrow mark. Now you got 1. How do you got the 1? Yes, can anyone say? Or how do you got the 1?
Previous row and previous column.
Yes, correct. So therefore, put a mark here. See, arrow mark. It's horizontal now. It's not. See, here it is. We are going up here. Correct. You're going up. So next, fine. Next, how do you got this 1? How do you got this 1? How do you got this 1?
Diagonal element.
Yes, diagonal. So therefore, put a arrow mark here. Arrow mark here. Put a arrow mark. So what this arrow mark indicates means, so put a arrow mark here, arrow mark indicates, so when there is a, see, you are moving up, so then, so there is a match here, there is a match. So here is a match. So now here is, this indicates there is a match here, and here, so you are moving from the, so lower, that is you are moving up, so that is from previous row to, that is so you're going from one row to another row. So then this match here, there's a match. You can see the B is matched here and D is matched here. So that means, so B is matched here and D is matched here. Which are the characters that's matched means this B and D. Is it clear to you? Okay, I'll solve the one more example. Don't worry about that. I'll solve one more example with the same dynamic programming approach. At present, do you understood this problem, this question solution?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so yes, very nice. Okay, fine, very nice. So now I'll take up the next. Shall we go for next example? One more example. Shall we take the next one more example? Shall we take the one
Yes,
more
Yes,
sir.
example?
sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So it takes some time. Do you have the time with you? Do you have the time? I'm taking one more example. It takes some time. Do you have the time with you? All of you.
20
You have
minutes are
time?
there, sir.
Sandeep, Sandeep, time ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಐವಡೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್ 20 minutes ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನ.
ಆನಂತರ
Sir, at 10:45 we have Deepa ma'am
Class.
class. Sir. Hello,
Hi sir.
sir.
yes. So take example, one
Sir,
more
can you hear
example.
me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, tell me.
Ah, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
10:45 we have Deepa ma'am's class, sir.
Yes. I quickly I'll do it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So please draw as I draw on the whiteboard. Please draw, all of you.
Sir, what is the sequence?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So it is I'm just drawing the table. The table indexes as I'm drawing here. Yeah, the sequence is L O N N and Z E S T. So this side it is S. So T O N E. Yes. Is it okay? Is it okay now? Shall we start? Shall we start quickly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now as you know that, so it is first row, that is always it is 0 0 0. Okay, 0 0. Just fill with the zeros. So the first row and first column is filled with 0. So now we are comparing this S with the L. Is it equal? Is it equal? Is it
No,
equal?
sir.
No, sir.
So what should
No,
fill?
sir.
What should write? So it is, I should write 0 here.
Two.
Maximum of this, maximum of 0 and 0. Correct? So now the S is compared to O. S is compared to O. So what should write here and Y? Quickly. What should write and Y? Quickly. What should write?
0, sir.
0. Why?
0.
Maximum we need to take.
Maximum
Yes,
of
maximum,
previous
yes.
row and previous
Maximum
column.
of previous row and
So
previous
just I'll
column.
write, yes, very good, very good. It's just I keep on writing this because I know that there is no match here. Now there is match here, correct? There is S is matched with the S here, correct? So there is match. So what I should write?
Plus 1. 1.
So plus 1, very nice, it is 1, correct? So then in the remaining place, now I should write here 0. 0 or 1? 0 or 1?
1, sir.
Yes, why? Because
1. Maximum of 0 and 1.
yes, maximum of 0 and 1, correct? 1. Okay, next. So next T is compared to the L, so it is 0. So T is compared to O, it is 0. Why? You know why it is it? What is the reason why I'm writing 0? You know that. So T is compared to N, T is compared to 0, N is 0. So T is compared to Z is 0. So T is compared to E, it is 0. So T is compared to S. So T is compared to S. So S, so I should write. So T is compared to
1.
1.
One.
Why? Because it's maximum is correct.
Maximum of
Yeah. So now T is compared to T. So T is compared to T. So what should I? There is a match here. There is a
2.
match here. So
2,
very
sir.
nice. So why with 2? Because diagonal plus 1. Diagonal plus 1.
Diagonal.
diagonal plus.
Okay, very nice. So next character. Next character is now the O is compared to L. So 0. Correct. Next O is compared to O. There is a match. So there is a match. So I should write
1. 1.
Yes. So next the O is matched with the N. So I should write 1.
1, sir.
Yeah.
1,
So
sir.
when matched, correct, is maximalis among these two. It's 1. So O is matched with the N, Z. So O is matched with the Z. So therefore it is no match. So therefore take the maximalis.
1.
So next, now O is matched with the E. Maximalis, take the maximalis. Then O
1.
is matched the S. 1. Next is 1. Correct. Next. So N. So N is compared to L. There is no match. So take the maximalis. So N is compared to O. There is no match. So take the maximalis. 1.
1.
Yeah. So take the next O. N is compared to N. So there is a match. So I should write diagonal plus 1 is 2. Diagonal plus 1 is 2. Correct. Next, the N is compared to Z. Is it a match? No match. So just take the maximalis. So then again, just write the maximalis. Then maximalis. Then maximalis. Is it okay? Is it okay? Do you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Sir, in the previous row,
Hmm.
O is compared with T, sir. There it should be 2, no, sir.
Yes, yes. I thought you all of you are observing.
Last column.
Only one person is observing. Huh? Anyway, correct is correct answer. 2. Correct.
Okay, sir.
So next, so E is compared to L. Is it a 0? Correct. So E is compared to O. 1. So E is compared to N. So what should write?
2.
Yes.
Sir.
So E is compared to Z. What should write? 2. Correct. The E is compared to E. There is a match. So there is a match. Yes or no? Yes or no? E is compared to E. There is a match. So diagonal plus 1. Diagonal first one, so 3. Yes or no? Respond. So the E is compared with the S, there is no match, but take the maximum is 3. Set. So I am audible to you all,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
but
sir.
there is no table is left. So table is gone. Okay. Yes. There is no time also. Yes. So you got like last we got 3 3 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
So 3 3.
Sir, all
So
three.
yeah. So this is the last column. Okay. This is the last row, last column. This is last column. So this is the 3 3.